I am recording. And now I can't hear myself anymore either.
Bum, bum, bum.
In a good way, right?
How will our egos
Yes.
survive?
Yeah. Wake up, everybody. Today is Thursday, December 30th, and we are Never Free to Play, a podcast where we talk about all the video games we wish we were playing. I'm one of your hosts, Karch Palashi, joined by my co-host, Sean Mybers, and Dr. Brockledurk. Jason is missing. If you decide you like us, then go ahead and make our new year and subscribe to us on YouTube and podcast services, or find us on Twitter where we are at Never Free to Play. If you have questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, feedback, please send it to us at neverfreetoplay@gmail.com. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, my friends. How are you?
I'm feeling a little weird. Weren't we like just in person?
We were. You and I were, at
Yeah.
least. And Robert. Robert was in person, too.
And Dr. Brockledurk.
Yes.
We were all sitting around happily enjoying Skyline, and now we're apart again.
It's sad.
Yeah,
This is a little sad.
it's true.
Oh, I've forgotten my old acquaintances. Per the
Yeah,
song.
same.
It's an instructional video. I
You're
remember song.
disobeying all Lang Syne.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll meet again in 2022 or something.
Ideally.
We'll record in person one day.
But no, ideally, I think Katie and I's plan is to do what we do since the very first New Year's Eve that we spent together, which was like, a week after our first date, which was
Nice.
watch Hercules and get drunk. Doing a drinking
Hercules, the Disney cartoon?
the Disney cartoon Hercules.
Yeah.
We did a drinking game. This was 6 years ago now, and one of the criteria was drink every time they say a joke that you understand now that you didn't get as a kid. That one will mess you up.
In Hercules, yeah, because I just watched it not too long ago, and it's pretty fresh in my memory. So don't do that. Don't play that at home, kids. That's a bad idea. Also, don't drink, kids. Kids.
And kids, don't watch Danny DeVito. It's
No, Danny
it's
DeVito's
just
classic.
not gonna end.
He's one of the only good things about that movie.
Yeah.
I wish it were better.
Get up on the Hydra's back.
No, that's in a video game, and I love that part. And Sean's going to love that part, too, because we're going to make him play it when I win the Final Fantasy bet. But before that... Oh, Jason usually does housekeeping. I'm not prepared. Yes. Housekeeping! There. Did I do it? I did it.
Like, sub, follow. I keep putting out Final Fantasy 7 videos. Go watch those.
You're good.
I got to watch them.
Katie, if anyone has been watching them and is concerned, Katie has recovered by and large from her strep throat, or her strep throat tonsillectomy, and therefore she will be back in part 27. I think is what I'm on now.
It's something like that.
We're getting near the end, kids. So if you're one of the two people presumably watching those videos, recommend something else for us to play together.
It's great. We got a new subscriber. We're at 67 now, so that's
Thanks,
cool.
Nick.
Yep, I'm back. I forgot to mention, I haven't been on any of our content in like almost a month.
Yeah.
And so I'm back, and that's cool. And that's why this is a little rusty and I'm not doing so good. But we're going to dive right in. Oh, wait, no. Sean has one game to talk about. So, Sean, tell us what you've been playing.
I've been playing Kerbal Space Program.
On your brand new PC.
I'm a brand new PC, but also ever since I did not get accepted into NASA and the astronaut candidate program. So
Coping
that's my
mechanism.
next best thing. It is a very good next best thing. This is a lot of fun. Orbital mechanics are hard, but I'm figuring them out, and I'm working my way towards landing on the moon, or the mun, however you want to describe it in the game. And probably once I do that, I'll take a break, but this is going to be my on-again, off-again game of 2022. So maybe expect some videos. Certainly expect me to talk about my fantastic accomplishments as I lead my little green Kerbals into the final frontier.
Okay. So I've never actually seen this game in motion. I've seen pictures of the Kerbals. I know what they look like. But give me like the 60-second, like what do you do in this game? What is it? What's so fun about it?
So I'm playing the game in career mode, which means you start off with very basic rocket parts, and so you're on the planet Kerbin and the Kerbal system, and you run the Kerbal Space Program. And so you start with very, very simple rockets, and so there's contracts that you can get, and the contracts help get you reputation and money, and sometimes science, although science is largely done by doing science experiments. And then money is you need to basically pay for rocket parts, but also to upgrade some of your facilities. Science lets you do R&D, which unlocks new parts. and reputation gets you better contracts. And so the game, but there are some set contracts that will always pop up, and that's kind of the game's quote unquote story that gives you your next objectives. But the whole idea is to make functioning rockets and space planes and airplanes and make a successful program. And so there's an entire solar system, progressively further out planets, and some of them with very elliptical and off-kilter orbits, so they get progressively harder to get to. So that's kind of the challenge of the game, is figuring out the way to get there, and gather samples and do science, which lets you unlock more stuff. So then hopefully allows you to make the jump to the next planet, and so on and so forth. So I just made. I orbited the moon for a little while and was able to get a bunch of great science for that, brought it back, and was able to unlock a bunch of new things, which I'm now should let me have everything I need in order to build like a lander, or a much better lander than I could build before, in order to touch down on the moon and Neil Armstrong this thing.
No. We call that the John Glenn, when you orbit the moon.
But I'm going to land on the moon.
No. I made my joke in my head, but then you kept talking, and I didn't want to forget it, and that's my joke.
John Glenn orbited the Earth.
Oh, I thought it was the moon. All right, so I failed in like multiple ways. But see, that was a test that you passed. Send him to space, NASA. Do it, because I'm tired of him on my Earth. Get off of my Earth, Sean. I don't want it anymore.
See, NASA, he's a space expert already. Gosh.
Exactly.
I'm going to go soil some other planet. Or planetoid. I'm not picky.
Robert, you've been playing a space game too.
Oh, I have, and I've been learning just how bad at space I would be if I were in it. I won't go into any spoilers or nothing, but yeah, I have been into the Outer Wilds that I just got into, and I gotta say it's very enjoyable in the same way Subnautica was enjoyable. That open world, kind of spooky, all different types of biomes mixed with a overarching mystery of what happened to a, this and that, and piecing together a plot as you're exploring. Turns out that's my new cup of tea. Go figure.
When it's done right, there's nothing like it. So
yeah.
Exploration
definitely
is the best thing in video games when it's done correctly.
It creates those opportunities for like self-created stories, or hey, I stumbled across this. Breath of the Wild was another one that was great about that. The like stumbling across things and you puzzle them out, or just it makes for some of the best like emergent storytelling when it's done right.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, I haven't been playing much myself. Just I beat Final Fantasy VII while I was on vacation. I started. I know. I started after Sean and beat before he could. He tried to catch up. He tried to, but he still couldn't do it. And then I started Final Fantasy VIII. I'm on disc 2 now. I'm trudging along. Can't believe I'm in 2022 still playing Final Fantasy games. Ugh. Speaking of 2022, here is the topic of the show. Here are our gaming hopes, dreams, and predictions for 2022. So we're just going to riff here. We're going to talk about what we're excited for, whether that's new titles that are coming out, new titles we hope will come out, or titles that came out a long time ago, but we need to get around to playing finally. So I'll start us off with my first one, and I'm super excited about this, and I haven't heard much about it, but I'm pretty sure it's been delayed at this point. Maybe not, but I really want to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge with the three of you, because it's going to be awesome, because those beat-em-ups in the past were super cool, and this team clearly knows what they're doing regarding like the legacy of that series as a beat 'em up in that genre. And I just want it. I want to be a turtle. I want to beat up. What are they? Not putties. What do they call them? Footmen, foot soldiers.
They're the Foot Clan.
The Foot Clan. That's right. I want to beat up the Foot Clan, and I want to take revenge on Shredder for whatever he did to me. I don't care what turtle I am. So.
Okay. I was going to ask, because clearly I get Leonardo.
So I don't have a strong. I guess if I had to pick one, just off the top of my head, it would probably be Raph. I want to be the red bandana.
All about rage.
I am all about the rage. I get angrier for no reason, just like he does, all the time. So, Sean, what are you excited for in 2022?
I think the thing that is the most sure bet that it sounds like we're going to get in 2022 that I'm most excited for is Triangle Strategy.
That's a good one.
I really want to play me some triangle strategy. Just a quality RPG and kind of just everything I've seen about the game is exciting. It's not one that I'm particularly one, because it's earlier in the year, and two, because of the fact that it is kind of indie level, although it is backed by Square. I'm not concerned about it getting delayed. We've seen enough of it that I'm confident that it is pretty much ready to go, and so yeah, I'm excited for that.
Cool. Yeah, that's such a lock for me. I didn't even put it on my list because there's no way I'm not playing that game. So I thought I'd talk about other things. But yeah, I am very much excited for that too. And I don't think they're going to delay it either. I think at this point, Square has most of their stuff under control, and everything's just going to start coming out the way you expect to over this next year or two. Robert.
Yes.
It's your turn.
It is my turn, isn't it? And my turn I shall use to talk about what I've been waiting for quite some time now. God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I'm
indeed.
Oh my goodness, that the story of the first one and how they presented it all, and that immersive storytelling that allow. I mean, it was scripted, but it still kind of felt like what you were talking about, Sean. That where they just design it the right way so that you can have these moments of memorability. And that's how the game felt. Like, it was like, oh, look what happened by accident. A beautiful cutscened fight that you just have to do now.
Who would have thought? One of my favorite things that we haven't talked to death about this game, because we have all but talked this game to death, though it is deserving of every bit of it, is the cinematography. Like, it's a video game, so cinematography is kind of a weird phrase, but like the way the camera, because the camera is always behind Kratos, and instead of being like a cutscene where it would just like, now the camera's over here, it would like drift out from being behind Kratos and then move around for the cutscene as if it was controlled, by a person.
Yep. Single shot.
It was always just it was all basically the game was one big single shot. It really kind of helped with the immersion of that game. But I mean, this is obviously the game that we wanted this year, or last year, I guess, since this will come out in the beginning of 2022. But
true.
I think you'd have to be crazy not to be excited for this game. I will say the one thing I'm not looking forward to is because I'll have to play this on my now potato PS4.
That's true.
So the load times, wherever they do occur, are I assume going to be horrendous.
Yes. Same here with the Steam powered PS4. Ugh.
I'm gonna be relaxing big time in my PS5 chair. I'm gonna make a chair for my PS5.
This does make me think. I found out recently that when Final Fantasy VII Remake comes to the PC, it's coming with Intergrade, and I am somewhat tempted to play Intergrade.
It is, but you'd have to buy the whole game.
I would, and that is the less tempting part. But I'll keep my eyes on it, and we'll see if I can get a good deal on it sometime during the year.
That's true, but by June you should be able to snag it for something decent. But of course, who isn't excited for God of War Ragnarok? Please note, though, in the comments there is a link to the class action lawsuit that I will be filing against Sony for having promised to release it in 2021 and not doing that. It'll probably include a free copy of the game once it's finally out. When do you think it's coming out? You think it's first half or second half?
Second half.
Yeah, probably second half.
Yeah.
We still we've seen more of this game than some of the others. At least one other game that I'll probably mention at some point, or two other games that I can think of. But we still haven't seen a lot of this game, so I think that implies there's still some polishing to get done.
True.
Right.
All right. So those are new games. I'm gonna pick something off of my backlog. I want to play a Yakuza game. I want to get in touch with something really weird and Japanese. And there's nothing weirder or more Japanese than Yakuza, but not in like a weird anime way, but in like a literal, here's a fever dream version of Tokyo or whatever region it's supposed to take place in, where you're a Yakuza member. And I've heard nothing but good things about this really, really long spanning series, and I'm going to finally dip my toe in at some point on my PS5. I know it's all on Game Pass, but I'm not playing on my PC. It's not going to happen. I'll buy them one at a time. They're not expensive anymore.
Yes.
And
speaking of Steam powered.
Yeah, right. Steam powered. I used to be the steam powered machine way back in high school and stuff, and I'm finally catching up again to my steam powered ways. Coal powered, clean coal though. Don't mistake it. It's clean coal. That was a terrible joke. Well, yeah, I want to play Yakuza, and I don't know if I'm going to start with Kiwami, which is like the remake of 1, or if I'm going to start with 0, which was like a prequel. But it's one of those rare instances where people do recommend playing the prequel first, because it doesn't really spoil anything in the later ones. But nice. I don't know. We'll see. I might still play it in like pseudo release order, but definitely want to play a Yakuza game and be very, very silly. Like I just saw, I don't know which one it was one of them, but the main character like lifts a big fat guy off a bridge and throws him off. It's like, it's not a huge bridge, just one of those like bridges that you'd see inside a city where there's just like a little river underneath it. And there's this boat going under it, and he like lands like crotch first on the prow of the ship, but it does this thing where it like zooms in 3 times on him hitting the ship, and I just want moments like that over and over and over again.
I feel like there's a chance you should also just play Saints Row,
but I want it to be Japanese.
Yes,
right.
Yes, I couldn't relate to that. Yes,
I knew he could. I knew Robert would have my back, and Jason's not here to lock it up again, so the tie is broken. All right, Sean, what's your next game?
I think harkening with the fact that I've got this fancy new PC, I want to play a game that I've wanted to play for a while, and that's Starcraft 2. Starcraft 2 this year.
Oh.
I want to go reconnect with Jimmy.
Yep, it's good.
That's everything I've heard is that it's the pinnacle of RTSs, and and released in a time when RTSs were basically a bygone genre. So yeah, I want to go and I want to see the story end and get to play what I hear some of the best RTS campaign ever made.
Sweet. Yeah, I might.
And then not hop on Battle.net because I'll just get destroyed.
Yeah, I might play that along with you. I know I said I wasn't going to replay stuff, but I haven't played the next 2 expansions, so I would just be catching back up, refreshing my memory. But yeah, it's great. It's a really good, campaign, and people say it finishes super strong, even if maybe the middle's kind of weak. I don't even remember if that's true or not. I think maybe some people didn't love the second expansion, but people love the third one for sure. So at least there's that.
Ooh.
Robert.
Well, I'm going to jump on this little bandwagon here because I never finished StarCraft 2.
Now you can, and now you should.
Yeah.
The backlog game of Never Free to Play.
Yeah.
Did you finish the first campaign or not even that?
I finished the first, and I think I even might have finished the second, but I never.
Gotcha.
I stopped after that. I never got to Protoss.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a game that I also want to backlog with you guys, but that's a pretty big one.
That would take a lot of time. There's another Mass Effect trilogy basically on your hands as far as the amount of time it would take.
My hope is it's not more of an investment than Mass Effect.
Yeah, it wasn't short. I remember when I got it, I played it pretty much straight through, as I had time, and I had way more time back then, and it still took me a decent bit to get through it. And I was playing around. They've got a lot of like achievements and finish the alternate ways to finish the game or finish missions and stuff to get those achievements and stuff. And it's really fun, but it is distracting and very difficult if you want to do all of them. So, all right. Moving on from games specifically, I have one big hope and dream, and that is that the Steam Deck will launch this year and that I will be able to get my hands on one. I've got my pre-order in. I have no idea what place I am in line, though. I think they said they want them out in February. I'm definitely not getting it then because I was not that quick on the pre-order. But I got a lot of cash or gift cards like cash for Christmas because apparently I'm very hard to shop for.
Thing.
Exactly. So
I got you everything. Come on.
You did. Sean thought of everything and just got me everything. And in only like 198 pages. Who knew? It could all fit inside there.
And it fits in a cauldron.
Well, that makes more sense because it's magical. But yeah, I've got a lot of cash for seed money for the Steam Deck. So I need you. This is my request to the Never Free to Play family. Help me not buy video games with that money right away and help me to save for this thing so that I can play more video games later.
Well, if you can beat 2.5 more video games that I'm pretty sure you already own, I will have to pay for 6 of your video games.
That's true. Sugar Daddy Sean supplementing my lifestyle. But yeah, I want that Steam Deck bad. I'm going to be an early adopter. I don't care if it's perfect. I guarantee that they're going to announce like the Switch hardware the day after I get it. And that's going to sting a little bit, but I'm a big boy and I have disposable income, so I'll just get that too when it comes out because I can't stop myself. I have no filter whatsoever. Sean.
Ooh, long shot that I think should come out this year that might not. Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about Breath of the Wild 2.
Me too.
Like, I don't know if it's just, it was never going to come out last year, or Nintendo is just that hard hit by trying to adjust to COVID-19 or what. But we saw that trailer, and then Nintendo's been mum since. Our 35th anniversary of Legend of Zelda last year was pretty meh. All we got was the Skyward Sword remaster. And I hope Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this year, and it does. I will probably drop whatever I am playing to go play it. But I am concerned it's not going to come out this year.
Yeah, the whole world's going to stop what they're doing because the whole world played the first one, basically. At this point,
I'm gonna burn some serious leave.
Yeah, nice. I haven't taken off for anything since Kingdom Hearts 3, which is the first and only time I've ever actually taken anything off, and that was kind of a mistake.
Taken off to play video games.
It was a mistake. Yeah, I think they just know that they can take their time with it. I don't think.
Totally.
I think they could have put it out by now, and I think it probably would have been a really good game. And obviously, it's going to be real. I don't think when you say you're worried, I assume you mean with its release, not necessarily the quality of game that's coming out.
I'm not worried about the quality of the game.
Right.
I'm just worried about. I think there's a chance we still don't see it this year.
I think so too. I think they've been pretty good about letting us know that they're also not sold on it coming out in 2022. They do not want to put that thought into our heads. I mean, some people are going to think that anyway, but I think it could have come out, but I think they just know that it's basically their anchor. Like however they want to finish out the Switch, they want to do it with Breath of the Wild 2. And so they're just dragging their feet, plus COVID, like all these things together just gives them all the time in the world to do whatever they want in the meantime. Because
at this point, we've gotten a mainline Mario game, mainline Zelda game,
Mm-hmm.
a mainline Metroid game. We're getting a mainline Kirby game. So really, we just need a Star Fox game, and we will have hit all of the franchises.
That's true. The rounds have been made at this point. Robert,
I am worried. I mean, I never knew the release date, but I'm still worried. Goddamn, I want Baldur's Gate 3 to come out for real.
Me
and
too.
It will not.
I keep forgetting that Baldur's Gate 3 is a thing.
Yeah, I just thought about that yesterday, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been playing the what is it? The early access, the alpha or whatever.
I only played the early access until I got to some underground part, subterranean. I can't remember what it's called in D&D, but
Underdark.
Underdark. I got to the Underdark, and then I was like, Underdark. It's a good one, but I stopped playing after that because I realized I wanted the full game.
Yeah,
that's why I haven't touched it. Like I was like, no, I'm gonna get this game and I'm gonna go in this game. But I'm waiting until it comes.
That's right. You can play it now. That's true. You could get it via. You could do the Steam share with Jason, and you have a good enough computer. I'm worried that my computer won't be able to run it when it finally comes out because it barely runs it now. And I'm sure some of that's just like early access optimization issues, but like it just chugs so hard. Maybe my Steam Deck will be able to run it though. I hope. So, because man, I gotta play that game. It's so good, but I'm so tired of restarting because I take such long breaks, and by the time I come back, they'll have a major enough update where my old save doesn't work anymore, and I just cannot play the beginning of that game again. I'll kill myself. And by myself, I mean the character. I'll just like throw that character into the ocean and kill them right away. Let the illithids eat their brains or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like they do.
But that game, I can't see that game being bad unless it just never comes out. So as long as they put it out, it'll be great.
Yeah,
because it's really good.
I probably put in a lot of time before I said enough until the full game. I put in probably like 30 hours of just screwing around and having fun with the Warlock. So I know it's gonna be fun if, like, even if they were like, by the way, we give up, I'd be like, okay, I'll finish it. And then...
As long as that's the end and I know it's the end, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. I'll play it until it just says there's no more game left.
Just like that one Star Wars game, Knights of the Old Republic 2? Was that one?
Yeah, I mean, they technically have an ending to it, but they basically said, here's your final boss because we ran out of room and money.
Incidentally, a game I want to play this year.
Oh yeah, Sean, tell us about it.
I never played KOTOR 2, so...
Ooh.
Not even a little bit?
No.
Oh,
never
man.
touched it.
You got to play that. You got to play that before StarCraft.
So, yeah. Okay. Because, I mean, I replayed KOTOR last year, and then I played the Old Republic, so there's some carryover where things from KOTOR 2 are also talked about, and I was like, all right, I gotta go play this KOTOR 2 game.
It reminds me of Twin Peaks. That's my enjoyment of it. I know it's going to end badly, maybe eventually,
Yeah.
but it sure is a fun ride for most of it. Like,
It's great.
it's good.
Even the ending is still pretty good. It's just a little bit, it's very reminiscent of, and then Poochie went back to his planet. Like from The Simpsons. And then it's just that cardboard cutout of him.
I must go.
Exactly. It's almost practically that level of what? Huh? But like literally up until that moment, you're like, oh, this was amazing.
Yeah.
And it definitely doesn't sour the rest of the game like retroactively or
Right.
anything like that.
Nice.
You do wish
I
though
will
that they
get to that this year.
Yeah. So this is a new game that I want to play in 2021. Oh my gosh, it's so confusing. 2022. Soccer Moms, blah blah blah. Comes out very soon. I don't know if I'll get it right away, but I want to try it. This is gonna be my toe dip into this series, into this genre, so to speak, and that is Elden Ring. Elden Ring looks really good in a way that none of them have looked. They all look good. Like I want to play Sekiro one day, and I want to try and play Bloodborne. I'm holding out that they're gonna like remaster that though, and then I can play a better version of it. Like I see the merit of those games, but none of them have like jumped out at me like Elden Ring has, which is weird because is taking things and then putting them in an open world is not usually the recipe to get Karch interested in things. It's usually the thing that makes him go, no, I will be skipping that. No, thank you. But there's something about that formula, putting it in an open world, and then just the impressions I've seen, both like, just people talking and in text and reviews and stuff, but also like really short video reviews and stuff. I don't know. I want to give it a try. I want to be on this bandwagon when it comes in, and I want to be in that conversation and try out Elden Ring.
Karch wants to be in the room where it happens.
I do.
I have and I don't know why. I have almost just like an utter meh about this game for no reason I can understand. Like I know, like beyond knowing it's a medieval setting and it's one of those Soul-esque, like an open world Soul-esque. I have no reason to dislike this game, but I have like really no interest in even learning more about this game to go play it.
So the exact opposite of me. I like it.
I'm the yeah.
It doesn't happen that often.
Like fantasy, dragons,
Mm-hmm.
swords. This open world. This should be my game, and I'm just totally like, nah. I'm not even gonna go read anything about that game. I so don't care about it, which is weird.
Karch, everything you just said was stupid, and your opinions are dumb.
So go play it and tell me if it's any good.
I will. I'll play it on my PS5 though. Losers. We're all playing on such different platforms now. It's going to get really hard to share stuff if it's not on the Switch.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you got a PS5 and an
Join me with
Xbox.
Microsoft,
You all have
guys.
PCs. Or that's what I meant, not PS5. I have the PS5.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have an Xbox Series S and I love it.
Sean again.
I'll go with actually, because you talked about something coming out fairly soon, and this I only learned about this recently. A game called The Waylanders. It's a little indie title.
Haven't heard of it. Explain.
So it's like it's almost kind of like, hey, you're a bunch of characters who you've died, and you're you're not in Valhalla, but you're in one of the like the Viking afterlife type places.
Yeah.
But so you kind of lead like one of the main characters, and you interact with a bunch of other characters, and it looks like there's romances and that type of stuff. But the combat is it's not just your character fighting; it's your character and a squad with them. And so it has like this making the shield walls and different formations your squad can do, and it's all voice acted, so it looks kind of interesting, and I think it. I'm probably going to play it a little bit, and who knows, maybe it'll be my Sakuna of Rise of Ruin for 2022.
Yes, your surprise 10 out of 10.
I love Sakuna. It's a great game.
Too ricey. Too much rice. Rice out of
More
10.
rice. I can't wait for more rice, more ruin.
It's never gonna happen. Although it was very popular. I do wonder if they're gonna make a sequel.
It's got a Magna coming out, so that's something.
That is something. I don't know if it's what we want, but it is something. Robert.
I guess which one are we on now? Which one are we on?
It doesn't matter. Pick something
Whatever.
off a list. Yeah.
I'm picking something loosely related to why Karch talked about his topic and just running with that. Try to run out of ideas.
Well, I'm just gonna start running. So,
I did that earlier today. It still sucks.
so I'm also looking forward to Elden Ring, but I don't know how to feel about it yet because I really got into Bloodborne this past year. But I never got into Dark Souls for whatever reason. But
so does the Elden Ring go around the Elder Scroll? Is it what keeps the Elder Scroll tied up?
That's the spoiler. You spoiled it.
Man,
that's
you
when the
figured it
universes
out.
come together. Ah.
But I don't know. I'm kind of those types of games. Sometimes if I know it's going to be too hard, I won't be interested in it until I finally start playing it. So we'll see. We'll see how cool it ends up being. But tell me more about this Pokemon Legends Arceus or something, because
Arceus, yeah.
You've talked a little bit about it, but I haven't been around for most of that. So, but tell me how it's different than most Pokemons. Like, what's
Voltorb is made of wood. That's all I got.
Voltorb is made of wood because your Pokeballs are made of wood, because basically they're always talking about ancient Pokemon land, right? You're playing Pokemon on your Game Boy or your DS or whatever, and they're always like, ancient times, Pokemon, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Well, we're finally going to ancient times where Pokemon were clearly a thing, but like this weird utopia that was created with humans and Pokemon doesn't seem to exist yet. And so the trappings of the main series of gyms and the structure, it's all just kind of being tossed out. You're basically, even though you're always making a Pokedex, you're adding entries to that Pokedex, it's not like people don't know about those Pokemon. Well, this time they don't seem to actually know about those Pokemon. You're going out and you're like, instead of a Pokedex, you have a journal. And every time you catch something, you write a new piece of information in your little journal about that Pokemon. And you see them in the wild, like running around, no more random encounters. And you're like literally dodging them sometimes if you don't. I actually don't know that much about it because I haven't been seeing too much, but they also are being kind of stingy with the information. I think they were waiting for the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl to come out. And I think probably starting maybe even next week, we're probably going to get a lot of information as we lead up to the release at the end of this month, January, that is. But basically, it's their crack at open world's probably not the right way to say it, but it's like a lot of those wild areas from Sword and Shield strung together. Mm-hmm. Some early hands-on people have compared it to Monster Hunter. I can't see how you can compare it to Monster Hunter at all.
Unless you're killing the Pokemon.
Yeah, but like the Pokemon, I guess the biggest differences are the action is turn-based still, but they are definitely shaking up that formula a bit. And the Pokemon can attack the trainer. Like, they can knock you out. And some of those Pokemon are, like, cursed or otherwise afflicted with something, and so they're extra mad. And so there's more to it than just getting your... Like, they're not going to follow the rules. There's no gentleman's agreement anymore between Pokemon and people, because that just doesn't exist yet. And so it's just going to be this new, grander scaled... Like, they show you flying around with a Pokemon... like in a hang glider, like that they're holding onto, that you're holding onto. You're riding on the big, like deer-looking one. It's the Hisui region or something like that. Ancient Sinnoh. So there's going to be a lot of callbacks to the Diamond and Pearl games, presumably. And there's like got that, we have another like ancient Japan spin on it, which we haven't had in a while in Pokemon games. So yeah, at the end of the day, you're still going to go find Pokemon, you're going to catch them, but it's just going to be in a totally different way we haven't seen before.
Interesting.
It is on my list to check out. Juliet is stoked about it. It's totally something that she's going to want to check out. I didn't end up getting her the remake of Pearl because I didn't particularly want it, and I was afraid that she wouldn't like it with its like older style. after having played Shield. So I was like, I'm not going to go waste that money if she's just going to play it for like 10 minutes and drop it because it's quote unquote too hard or whatever. But she will play this, and I will certainly play this, even if it's just for the novelty of something new. And yeah, I think it's worth picking up. I'll wait maybe like a week or 5 minutes, depending on how the reviews are shaking out leading up to the release. But I plan on being disappointed.
And then continue to not play a Pokemon game since Pokemon Snap on the 64.
Well, that was a great game, though.
It was a great game.
I ended on a high.
I mean, you could have ended on another high. There's been a few good Pokemon games since Pokemon Snap.
There's been a few really good games. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
You know, so I just finished Pokemon Brilliant
I had to
Diamond.
drop those 40 days in Skyrim at somewhere.
No.
Well,
what did you say?
I said I just actually, speaking of Pokemon games, I just finished Brilliant Diamond.
How was it?
It was their best attempt at recreating the feel of the original. That was which they only kind of did, because the original, in my opinion, was fun because they had that everything was scheduled where, like, you know, you had to know on certain days you could catch certain Pokemon and battle certain people and like do different activities and stuff. Like, that's all there for the most part still, but it just felt like they got the pacing wrong. Like, it ended way too fast for I don't know, stuff. That's it.
I was trying so hard to come up with a joke to like wrap that up, and nothing came out, so it's just awkward silence. So have fun, Sean.
I just made faces because you described a lot of things I did not remember in Pokemon.
That's because you stopped at Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I wish those games would go on sale, because I would love to pick that up on sale Monday, but that's never gonna happen. It's just never gonna happen.
Yeah, they're gonna keep it at $60, and maybe if you're lucky, they'll have an extra bundle of $120 for the price.
Did you buy it digitally?
Did I buy it digitally? Yes, I did.
Maybe I'll borrow it from you and see if she does like it. And if she does like it, then I might put it on like the birthday list or something. Because I'm gonna get Arceus in January, and her birthday's not till May. So
even though obviously I cannot predict with any certainty what you will or will not like, it seemed pretty kid friendly for being entertaining and like streamlined.
I mean, it's Pokemon.
Like if you battle the trainers, you will have zero problem going through the game. Like,
she doesn't like doing that.
Oh, well, then she may not like the game.
She likes the fact that she can dress her character up. She wants to force Animal Crossing into Pokemon.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, any game where she can go home and talk to her mother is like her favorite thing ever. And then when that doesn't actually do anything in Pokemon, it's just like, why does she say anything different or stuff like that? I'm like, well, that's not what this game is about. And then she just doesn't get game design genre differences at this stage. But
she's grown up with too many better examples of things that she can expect. So
I agree. She's spoiled. All right, moving on from Poke Talk.
Okay,
you can cut all that out if you want, Sean, except for the part where I explain Arceus.
Great.
Yeah, sorry.
Pokemon.
Before I go on my next one of the reasons I'm excited about Elden Ring, and I don't know if this will be true in the final product or throughout the game, but they are a lot more lenient with where you are after you die. Like, someone was I didn't see it, but I heard them on a podcast talk about basically the equivalent of, you died at a boss, well, they just put you right outside their door. Awesome. That's my favorite way to handle death. Like, I'm tired. I don't do the corpse walks anymore. It's a huge reason why I haven't dove into Dark Souls, because I have played a little bit of it, and I was like, okay, I did this for 3 hours. I'm not getting better. It's going to be like this the whole game. And I just don't want to do that for 20-something hours.
Yep.
But if they're just going to put me right outside that boss door, I can do that. Metroid did that. Metroid was hard as nails, but they just put me right outside that boss so I could just slam my head against it. The Celeste style, too. So, yeah, that's another reason I'm excited about it. More so than other games in the past.
Yes.
All right. Moving on, fresh style. I got some personal goals. I'm going to finish this Final Fantasy bet. I'm going to finish it. Hopefully by February. That's pretty ambitious, but definitely by March. And then I don't want to replay any games that have roll credits on. I don't want to play a game that I've played before because I do that too often. And there's so many, and it doesn't matter if it's old or new. I can play it as long as I haven't played it before. But I can't play, I'm certainly not going to play Final Fantasies anymore because I'm all tapped out on those. But no more going back to, can't think of a good example right now. With the sole exception being Stardew Valley, because I will always be allowed to play Stardew Valley because it's an amazing game.
Yeah.
So that's something that Jason can hold me to, and then when I immediately give up, he can yell at me.
I have a feeling this is going to be a lighter gaming year for me next year than this year has been, and that's okay. I'm trying to do a bit more reading this year, a bit more writing this year. Which the upside of that is I am being more selective. I have lost count at this point how many days it's been since I played Skyrim, excluding the 30 minutes it took me to collect the footage for my fantastic musical number.
I love that.
It was so bad.
It was really bad, but that's why I loved it.
No, that was the goal. I was like, I can't make this really good. We're gonna go the opposite direction. The upside of that being though that it's because of that, and hopefully I will continue that this year. I think this will be a good year of me playing some newer games and a lot of games I haven't played. It always makes like things like multiplayer, like even Kerber I'm looking at now. It's like, all right, how much time do I really want to spend on you before I move on to something else?
True.
We talked about a game I'm excited for is Monster Hunter Rise and playing that and then playing Sunbreak with you when it comes out, and it's like, all right, that'll be fun. How long do I want to spend playing that? When I know I'm not going to have a lot of time to game this year compared to how much I had last year.
I would hate to tell you not to play Monster Hunter, but you're not going to get to Sunbreak content anytime soon, and you may just want to skip it.
All right.
Until the next time. I mean, you can buy Rise first and don't buy Sunbreak, and then if you make it to Sunbreak, then we can buy that together and play that too. But yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I've got, like I said, Starcraft 2 is going to take up time. I think Hollow Knight's a fairly lengthy game, and I want to try that this year.
It's very good though.
And then Starfield, I potentially is nominally slated for November 11th
That's what they said.
2022. So, there goes another 40 days, I guess.
Cool. Robert.
I think things that I'd like to do. Well, I'm going to say the same thing I said in our year-end thing, which is I'd like to play Half-Life Alyx. I have no plans to do that, but I'd like to.
That's a personal goal that I'm...
You just need to drive up to Jason, just take a week off and just don't even tell him you're coming. Just knock on his door, like, "Hi, I have come to use your VR headset."
He's such a doormat. He'd be like, "Oh, great, thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming unannounced, Robert. This is gonna be awesome."
Yep. And then just ignore him. Put the headset on and ignore him, and just play Half-Life Alyx.
I mean, that sounds great. It sounds great. Although I have the feeling that everybody but him is going to be real mad at me. Everyone.
I mean, there's just two more people. There's a dog, and his dog's gonna love you. He's a dopey golden retriever. They love Robert. All of them.
It's true.
No, don't even go to visit. Just show up, put your hands out, and say VR, please, and then just take it because he's not using it.
He's not using it. Your computer can run it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I honestly think he would let you take it, like with his blessing, and just be so excited that someone else is doing VR because he loves VR so much, but doesn't have the time to play it himself.
Yep.
I'll have to resort to mugging him at another time. Ooh,
I like this idea of mugging him. We haven't introduced violence
yet.
Through
the Halo Infinite campaign, just so he'll beat a game this year.
He can't. I've given him all the time in the world. Like, there's no time limit on this as far as how long it takes me to decide. He still can't pick a game, though. Just beat one game, Jason. One game. There's no stakes either, though. That's the problem.
As I've been playing Outer Wilds, I keep thinking to myself, Jason would hate the crap out of this game. Man.
Would he? Because he loves exploration. Which part does it?
Time loop.
Because it loops. Yeah, it loops. That's what I was wondering too. Because I haven't played it yet, but I know the basic premise, and I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you will have no problem at all. The time loop is 22. You'll find this out because it's not a secret of the game. The time loop is 22 minutes. So
every single time he'll get stressed out by that. He'll be like, "Oh no, I have to finish the game in 22 minutes." games.
Or what happened with me is I'll get like almost all the way into a new place and then it'll end, and I don't mind. I'm like, well, now I know how to get there faster.
Exactly.
But he'll go, what? They robbed me. Raw! And the sound design is bad too. Raw!
I mean, sound design is important. I also think that sound design is important.
Sound design in Deathloop was fine.
To our official game of 2022, which is crap on Jason.
It's my favorite game, and he's not here to stop us. You guys didn't seize that opportunity when I wasn't here. You should have crapped on me more.
Yeah, we were busy.
You were playing Halo, and that's fun.
True.
Doing Halo things and carrying the team.
All right, so this is getting a little long in the tooth, so I'll just start firing off a few things here at a time. My new games, I've got 3 more. Mario and Rabbids. I forgot that was coming out. I was looking through the list. I was like, oh yeah, it's coming out this year. I have no idea when. I think probably like spring to summer. The first one's amazing. This one's going to have they're going to be in space, with Rosalina and the star bits, and they're all fused with Rabbids, and that's cool. I thought the first game was so good, but it definitely had room for improvement. I hope they improve on that game all over the place and just make it good. I never played the Donkey Kong DLC, but everything about the base game was awesome, and I look forward to this new one. I forget what it's called, but it looks cool. And then I am cautiously optimistic and excited about the Marvel Midnight Suns game, which is a XCOM-esque, Fire Emblem-esque kind of turn-based Marvel strategy game where you will go make relationships with various Marvel characters in between fights, like Fire Emblem. So instead of Japanese, anime waifu style, it'll be big, beefy Wolverine being gruff with you, but also letting his guard down around you, and that's exactly what I want. Exactly.
Karch just wants to be held in Wolverine.
I do.
A dating sim where he can make you feel
That's
so
what they-
safe in his strong clawed arms.
That's what they described it as. Somebody said something about cards too. It's one of those things where I'm just too lazy to go find out information about it myself because I'm not that interested, but I am interested whenever somebody talks about it. So like the information I have on this might be somewhat incorrect, and there might be giant holes in what I understand about it, but you definitely do make your own character. Like the character you play is like unique to this game. They're not an existing Marvel character because of course you can't just be somebody. You got to be your own avatar because everyone wants to be themselves in a video game apparently. Metaverse. Bleh. And then last new game that I'm super excited about that I bothered to put on this list is Sea of Stars, which is the, if you watched the most recent Indie World, that's what it was. They showed this off officially. This got kickstarted really early last year, and they said that this wouldn't be coming out till 2022 anyway, back then. And it looks like they're on schedule, though. That's cool. This is who is it? It's
Whoever made the Messenger.
Whoever made the Messenger, exactly. It's that same studio, and the Messenger's amazing, both from the gameplay and design standpoint, but also the writing. And so it's going to be really cool to see that really clever, thoughtful writing in a
Sabotage Studio.
Thank you. Yes, Sabotage Studio. They have like a weird monkey with a crown on it as their like icon. That's all I remember. But it's going to be really cool to see their take on a somewhat Chrono Trigger inspired 16-bit style, old school RPG with just a really cool aesthetic and just idea of like sun and moon and how that's going to play into whatever cool story they've got. No idea when it's coming out yet. I think they might have like a vague window, but there's definitely no date yet. Either way, I'll be there day one because I can't imagine it's going to be expensive either. It's probably going to be like $25, $30. I'll pay whatever.
After the fun I had with the Messenger, I am all for playing Sea of Stars.
Excellent. Awesome.
You did bring up a worthwhile question though. You gonna beat Chrono Trigger this year?
I want to. It's one of my channel goals. I want to get 100 subs for the channel because that sounds like a nice fun round number to say. And I want to finish Chrono Trigger. Yeah, I'm like 2/3 of the way through, I think. And so I think I should probably finally finish that game once and for all. And then I made the video series, so I might as well finish it on that. And then we need to stream and record more because Craig said so, and I don't want to disappoint Craig.
He did.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I did after getting that feedback was, let's make a regular podcast episode.
Yeah, we're not terribly flexible as a YouTube channel.
No. And then my last backlog games is I'm going to play Kena Bridge of Spirits and Guardians of the Galaxy that released this last year. I was 100% ready to play them this year in 2021. I'm just going to say 2021. But I just, holidays, Final Fantasy stuff, work, life, etc. So they just got pushed to the back burner, but I am still going to play those. And then I also bought Persona 5 because it was finally on sale again. And I got it for like $20. And as soon as Android 12 comes to my Galaxy S20 Plus, which it should be very soon, I can finally use my DualSense on my phone, and then I can play that on my phone in bed. Because that's the only way I'm ever going to finish Persona 5, because it's like 100 hours long.
You're gonna disprove our most watched video.
Which is what?
Why won't you play on my phone? YouTube short.
Well, I asked it, and it's giving me an answer. It will soon. All right.
I too want to play Kenya. I heard from a friend that she was a little disappointed in it. I was talking to her recently. She just beat that and Deathloop. Deathloop's another one of those ones where it's like I want to play that, but I can just tell it's just not going to be a game that I get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with it. Like I would love to go back one day and play Dishonored and beat Dishonored and Dishonored 2. I just until I have infinite time, it's just not going to happen. And I think sadly Deathloop's gonna succumb to that. I do want to get back to Outward. In fact, I might try to start streaming Outward again.
I'll watch it.
Do for the channel.
I'll watch it.
And I mean, other channel goals is I got to beat Final Fantasy 7, and then I got to figure out what Katie and I are going to do next.
You don't have to do anything.
I could not do anything. It's true.
Just saying.
But we would like to do something.
Well, that all more power to you.
So we may go back and start off at Combat Evolved and play through the Halo multiplayer campaign.
That would be really fun to watch.
So
then I wouldn't have to play Halo.
She blows me up with a grenade.
And then by the time you get to Infinite, if you ever get through all 5 games, Infinite will probably have couch co-op.
Yeah. Yep. That's kind of what we were thinking.
Cool.
Nice.
Robert, any last games, wishes, hopes, dreams, etc.?
My only hope and wish is to do more of these co-op games with everybody.
That's right. Astroneer next week, right?
I vote. I was gonna say I vote. We load back up Astroneer. Yeah, I'll play for like 10 minutes before you guys get on, so Karch can throw the oxygenator down a bit.
I'm just gonna lean into this fabricated nonsense, and I'm gonna become death, and I'm just gonna start like ruining everybody's.
I was thinking about this too. I'm like, I 100% at the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I unlocked everything in that game. I know how to do everything. I know everywhere to go to get every resource I want. And I was like, either I'm gonna take point and it's gonna take some of the fun of discovery away from you guys, or I just need to be a resource mule. And you're like, Sean, go get resources. I'm like, all right.
I think you'll find a good way to straddle that line. Occasionally, we're gonna be like, please solve this problem for us, but other times we'll just be goofing off, and we won't need you to be Mr. Engineer.
I'll drive around in my space tractor and show up every so often and work miracles.
We'll make up our own little PvP version of Astroneer somehow.
It's called ripping up people's oxygen lines when they're down in caves. And
exactly. And we'll make we'll do races like whoever gets the furthest.
I'm gonna play that game constantly with oxygen filters in my backpack for fear of what you guys are up to.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Yes, sabotage at around every corner potentially, but you never know when it's coming. So good.
And then Karch gets so out of hand that we force him on a rocket and we launch him to another planet.
That'd be great. You wouldn't have to force me. If you were able to make the rocket, I'll get on the rocket willingly.
I can make a rocket. It's not that hard.
Good.
It'll be hard with Jason, me, and Robert distracting you, both audibly and literally in the game.
It's true.
I should probably download that on my PC though. I bet that will handle, because a thing I noticed when I used to play on the Xbox is if I was host, if people were on multiple planets, that game struggled on the Xbox.
Yeah.
But I haven't done it yet on the Series S, so the Series S must handle it. But I imagine both the Series S or my PC would handle it much better than my OG Xbox One.
Yeah, I think Astroneer is actually coming to Switch later this year too.
It is.
And so since it's on Game Pass, I don't have to buy it there, but that sounds like a game I would totally pick up on Switch.
That'd be a lot of fun.
And just play lazily by myself.
Well, but if it's on Game Pass, you're just going to play it on your Steam Deck come March.
That's true. Oh, I keep forgetting that I'm getting a Steam Deck. All right.
I will request a Steam Deck unboxing from you.
Oh man, I tried to do a PS5 one and it just ended horribly. I almost knocked the thing off the table. It's hilarious.
You got too nervous.
I did get too nervous. I was so excited. The adrenaline was pumping. Pump. All right. Normally, Jason does this part, and he says something like, I love you too, video games. Until next time, Karch is the best. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Short and sweet.
Nice.
Short and sweet. Let me grab. I'm gonna make my Omni tool joke here real fast.
Okay. This is really slow. He's gone.
I'm waiting for the punchline.
I'm back.
There he is.
Hey, Karch.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to know any lame wannabe space ninjas who need stabbing, do you?
I don't remember if I'm supposed to say anything.
No, that's fine.
Okay. This doesn't work when I can't see you.
No, it doesn't. But it'll work when you get to see it as like the exit B-roll.
Indeed. All right. Are we good? Can I stop recording?
Yeah,
okay.
We're good.
Done there.
Burp.
I mean, I actually made like a fairly.
How many beers do I need to chug right away in order to replicate Jason?
I don't think you're ready for that right this second. I think that would be you need to prepare for that ahead of time.